How are you folks? Are you well? So I'm Yuri and today I'm here to show you how to make pineapple wine / cider, whichever one you like. It's small adaptation to make either or. So anyway, for this recipe here, we're going to need a few things. But first I want to tell you that in case you're wondering, I do not live in some kind of a tropical paradise. Right? I live in Ireland. Well, it rains and it pours and it's bad weather, cold, a lot of drink, a lot of alcoholics, you know, the usual stuff. This is how it is in Ireland. So you're asking me, how do you get pineapples if pineapples don't grow in Ireland? That's it. Simple. I went to the shop and I got some pineapples. Now, unfortunately, we don't have good pineapples in Ireland, like Spain, Brazil, and other places. We have this, baby pineapples. So, because we have baby pineapples, we're going to use 14 pineapples. In this recipe, we're going to use 14 pineapples, 5 lemons, right? And 3 kilos of sugar, raisins, 200 grams of raisins, cinnamon. You're going to use 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And you're going to need a few other ingredients, such as yeast and nutrients, Pectolase, wine sweetener, beer fining, and for the yeast, I am going to use a safale S4 yeast. Now, you may be wondering, why is it putting ale yeast into pineapple cider / pineapple wine? Well, the reason for that is because I have done this recipe and this goes really well. You get a nice heat, it's not strong or overpowering, it's well tasty and just perfect. It's really good actually. I really recommend this yeast, but you can use any other yeast you want. But this is the one I would recommend. 11.5 grams, so you get a nice strong wine out of it. So, your equipment you're going to use is a vessel. Now, the vessel you're going to use, it needs to be more than 30 liters. This is a 33 liter vessel. That's the one I'm going to use. The reason for that has to be more than 33 liters, is because the recipe is for 25 liters. You're going to need an airlock, a paddle or spoon to mix it up, a mashing and straining bag. Okay, all your stuff's going to go in here. You're going to squeeze it out, get every bit of juice out of it. And my favorite item, the caveman masher. Caveman masher now is one and only. All your problems are solved if you have a caveman masher. You can hit people in the head, you can do whatever you want with it. But they are used to mash pineapples and lemons and make pineapple cider. Okay, now you're asking, where do I get a caveman masher, Yuri? Well, it's very simple. You just have to make one. Because I made one. But you know, anything will do. Just anything you can get just to mash it up. I will show you later in the video how it works. And that's it. In a few minutes I'm going to show you how we put everything together, and so we go on. Okay, step 1. Sterilize your equipment. Fill your bucket up until your 10 liter mark. Get your sterilizer. Pop it open. Big spoon. 1, 2. Inside of it, put your bubbler. Anything that's going to come in contact with your batch. Okay, one masher. straining bag. Now you want to reach out to the sides of it, make sure it's well sterilized. The lid as well. Now we're going to leave that sitting for a while. Okay, so now there's a little bit of a secret there when it comes to just cutting the pineapple. I will show you exactly how you should cut every pineapple and what you should use and what you should not use. Okay, so we start now and I'll show you. They're all the same, so I'm going to show you in one, and all of them are done the very same way. Cut the bottom of it. Rubbish. Cut the top of it. Rubbish. Now we're going to cut the sides of it like this. All this is waste. None of that is reusable for anything. Now there's more. If you come closer here, I will show you. On the pineapple itself, there's a hard ring in the middle. You don't want that. You just want the pulp here, from here to here. This is waste, so this is how you cut it. This is good stuff. See, notice that I don't cut the middle at all. We're trying to take that middle off. Now this, you don't want. This is the middle of it. It's hard. It will give an aftertaste in the pineapple. You can use it if you want, but there is a slightly bit of bitterness to it. Without that, there will be no bitterness. And make sure you get every bit out of it, you know. You just want the nice clean pulp of the pineapple. That's what you want. Now that is pretty good. And remember, don't forget to try your pineapple. That's really good. That's it. I'm going to chop them all up, and then in a few minutes I will show you the next process. Peeling pineapples can be a bit tricky at times. Nice and sharp knife. Follow the curve of the pineapple, and after 2 or 3, the rest become easier. Now, this is pineapple number 14, and if you look at here, my waste. Look at the size of the waste. Don't worry about that. There's a lot of waste. Yeah, you can't use that, unfortunately. I mean, you could probably make some kind of a pineapple moonshine out of it, but maybe some other day. For now, we stick to the pineapple wine cider. I have made this before, and it turned out to be quite good now. So this is why I decided to share this with you guys. And the best thing about it gets you really drunk. You drink 2 bottles of this, and you'll be mumbling. Blah, 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 blah. I'm talking like that. Great stuff. And it's really easy to drink. Really soft. And taste and all that stuff, you know? So just cut in cubes like this, you know? And now you have all this pineapple here. Really good. Okay, let's throw it on the bucket and I'll show you how it's done. Right? Okay, so now we're at the stage that we have our 14 pineapples cut out. In here you see those 3 bowls. We have our 200 grams of raisins. We have our 5 lemons. We have our cinnamon. Okay? What we're going to do now is we're going to get our bucket, our vessel I should say. It's after being sterilized. Caveman masher sterilized. So now it's time to add the ingredients together. Throw in your pineapple. Throw in your other pineapple. Now, throw in more pineapple. Now, try to avoid the green bits like this. Take them out if you can, okay? It's gonna be good. Okay, come over here and show you. Now, as you see, there's like pineapple in cubes until the 10-liter mark, more or less. Now, what we're gonna do with this, we're going to sprinkle our raisins on it. Now, the idea of the raisins is to give it a little twang of a taste. Okay? Then, we're going to slice our lemons in half. Just squeeze. Don't worry about the seeds. It'll all be filtrated with the mashing bag there. Try to get every bit of juice out of it. Okay. Now, a bit extra flavor, cinnamon, powder or stick, whichever you have. I only have powder today, so I'm going to use powder. Sprinkle. Okay, now the fun begins. Caveman masher. And all you do is mash up like this. so I'm gonna be here mashing for about 2 or 3 days. Hours, 2 or 3 hours, and then come back to you and show you what it's like. Okay, 5 minutes later, I mashed for about 5 minutes. Let me show you what it turned out to be like. See that? It's all well mashed up. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to get the sugar and the juice of the pineapple out of the pulp into some sort of a liquid format. So this is why I mash it up. As you can see, there is some liquid here. Now to finish extracting the rest of the liquid, what you're going to do is all of those delicious juices from the pineapple, you're going to add your sugar in at this point. Okay? And then you're going to leave it for 24 hours. So I put the bag of sugar into here because it's easier. There's 3 kilos of sugar here. And now we'll add it into it. Sugar will help to extract the juices out of it. So I'm going to mash it up again, mix it all up. As you can see, diluting the sugar, and it's getting thicker and heavier. And that's what you're looking for anyway. Try and mix it up there. Keep my masher is the only job for it. Now you mix it all up here. You can use any kind of sugar you want. Okay? Now, however, I would recommend use brewing sugar because it's very fine. Easier to mix. Easy to break it off. If you just use ordinary sugar at this stage, now it gets very hard, and there's a little bit of an aftertaste. So I would recommend brewing sugar for sure. But feel free to use any sugar you want. You will still get pineapple cider out of it. Only difference is that the brewing sugar is a little better in taste and in everything really. It's proper, you know. Okay, look, let me show you this here now. It's all mixed up. Good to go. Yeah. And that's it. Okay, it's all mixed up now. Happy. Now, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put the lid on it, leave it sitting there until 12 hours. We'll see how it is, 12 hours time. And then I will show you how to use the straining bag and how it works. So, till next time. So now, at this stage, what we're going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to show you how it is 24 hours later. Okay, I open the lid and you can see how it is there, and it is that you can see that the juice, look, is separating from the pulp. What you want to do at this stage is you're going to use your straining bag. Now, earlier in the video I did not mention about a second bucket, but you will need a second bucket just for the transfer of it. I will show you now how it's done. Transfer from one bucket to another. Now make sure the bucket is clean and sterilized. This bucket is clean and sterilized. Pour it all in there. Okay. So your original bucket you have, you're going to get your straining bag. You're going to get ready here, put it into place, and we're going to pour from here to here back again. Gently. It smells quite nice actually. Yeah, try to get every bit out if you can. Now you have your stuff here on your straining bag, and now what you're going to do is tie it up like this, and you are going to hang it there. Just hang it on the side like this. Bring up your bits. Just give it a mess around. Close it up. And if you could come in here and have a look, you can see that. Make sure your hands are nice and clean. And the juice is coming out of that. This is what you want, is the juice. You just slowly squeeze it. Now this is a process. It will take you about 20 minutes doing this. And you will see that it will get smaller and smaller and smaller as it goes on. So I'll be back in 20 minutes time and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. Come over here, I'm going to show you. After a couple of squeezes and 24 hours draining, actually, I left it for 24 hours and this is what's left. And if you look here, we got about 7 liters. About 7 liters of this lovely juice here. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to add the Pectolase to it. Right there. There's your Pectolase. Now this is so it doesn't become soury and so just put a teaspoon into it. Okay, so now I'm going to take it off. I'm going to show you what's left over. This here, which you see, it is 14 pineapples. This is what's left over, not much. All the delicious juice is right in here, in the bucket. And I'm going to fill it with water to the 25 liter mark. And then I will add these nutrients and I will add the yeast. Okay, now I have added water to the 25 liter mark. And I'm just going to stir it. Be all well mixed up there. And make sure you keep the temperature not above 24. It's at 22 now, so it's pretty good. It's all mixed up. Smelling good already. Now we're going to add some yeast nutrients, about 2 teaspoons of it, and this will help with the fermentation. Stir it again. Now, make us a work motion here like this. spin around. And then you're gonna pour the sachet of yeast into it. Scissors or something to open. Okay, so come up closer here and I'll show you. This is what you want to do. Make it nice and spinny. Like this. And then, things like your yeast. Just sprinkle over. Let the water drop here. That's it. All done. Put your lid on it. Close it up. Put your bubbler here. And good to go. Put your bubbler in place. And this is going to ferment for about 7 days. Okay. After 7 days, we're going to add the wine, the beer cleaning, the beer fining, and it's going to clear the wine even more, the cider even more, and then 2 days later we're ready for bottle. So till next time. Okay, so now we're on day 2, and watch the fermentation, how it's going. Now that's a really good sign. She's bubbling really well, and you can see the crust building up around the sides of it. Yeah, that's a real good sign when you see that. Day 2. Yeah, this is going to turn out to be a nice wine. Hi folks, now at this stage now, it has been 2 weeks. 2 weeks have gone by. I left it fermenting for 1 week, and I left fermenting for a little bit extra because it was still bubbling. Now it has finally stopped. There's no more bubbling going on here. At this stage now, what you're going to do, you're going to transfer your wine from the fermenting vessel to another vessel. Now this vessel has to be cleaned and sterilized. Okay? So all we're going to do is just transfer from one to another, and then we're going to add the beer fining into this one afterwards, and let it sit for about 3 days, and then your wine will be ready for bottling. So let's do that now. Keep recording, John. Okay. I'll come over here. I'll show you the wine. Look at this. Smelling good. It's a good thing there. So now this is just a clean sterilized bucket. We're going to transfer over. See all the dirt in the bottom? We don't want that. Now, we're going to fish out the raisins. A couple of raisins here still. Take them off. Okay. Now we're going to stir into a warp motion. As I stir that, I'll put my beer fine into it. So I just get something to open this. A little bit, and that's it. Put my lid into it. And now we leave it sitting for 3 days. I see you in 3 days. Hello folks, now we're at the stage. It's been 2 days later. It has settled down. The wine is nice and clear. And you can see a bit of sediment in the bottom here. So now what I'm going to do at this stage, I'm going to add the wine sweetener. Now the reason is for the wine sweetener is because it's not made from concentrated juice, it's made from the actual fruit. So it tastes slightly sour. So we want to get a nice and sweet wine because it represents the taste of the pineapple, the nice sweet pineapple. So we're going to add a whole bottle. And this bottle contains some quantity of liquid, which shows it here, 125 ml, I think. Anyway, we use the whole bottle in there, throw it in here, mix it up, and then we're gonna bottle. So just open it up, and smelling good. So the whole bottle in. Now this is for 25 litres, so just make your wine nice and sweet. Now you're going to stir it for a bit. Now try not to stir the bottom because the sediment in the bottom. Just a small bit like that is enough. Okay, put the lid back on. Okay. Pause. Okay folks, now we're at the stage, now you're going to bottle. I'm going to use this PET 1 litre bottles. And this stage is where you can either transform it into wine or just leave it as, or transform it into pineapple cider. Now, pineapple cider, you want the fizzy. So at this point, you would add some sugar to make the carbonation. Now, I'm actually going to leave this as wine because the last one I made, it was cider. And I want to try both of them and see which one is better. So anyway, in this case here, you would get 200 grams of sugar. You would melt it in about a cup, about half cup of water, boiling water, melt it in, put it in here, mix it up, and bottle straight away. Now, in my case, because I just want the pineapple wine and I don't want it to be bubbly, I am just going to bottle. I recommend using a bucket with a tap because it makes life a lot easier. In here, open it up, let's fill our bottle. Okay, there's your pineapple wine. You can see nice and clear. And you want to leave this sitting for about a month before you really drink it. And you will see a nice and clear, a nice light yellow color. And your pineapple wine is ready to drink. So, in a month's time, go back to it and see what it's like. Hello folks, so now to the best part of the whole lot. The whole process now comes to this, to the tasting part of it. Now, the wine, it has been a month, and as you can see, lovely and clear, kind of pineapple-y color, absolutely lovely. Let's try it out now and see what it's like. And you can really smell the pineapple of it, right? Jeez, I must have done something wrong. It is gorgeous. I didn't expect it to be this good actually. Anyway, look, this is absolutely stunning. There's your wine. As you can see, it's not bubbly. If you want to come closer, you see here, it's not bubbly. It's nice and settled as a wine should be. This is your pineapple wine, finished process. Very, very well. Very nice, actually, very, very nice actually. Wow. Okay, now let's talk about this one here. Earlier in the video I said that all you need is a small adaptation to make pineapple wine or pineapple cider. Okay, this is the pineapple cider. The difference with that is that I bottled it and I carbonated. Okay, so now I'm going to open, after being a month bottled. Okay, let's open that. And you can see it's bubbling. Actually bubbly already, look. You can see the bubbles going up in there. Here, I'll pour out here and see what it's like. Oh yeah, there you go. This is what you're looking for. The fizziness of the cider. Now, as you see the difference in there. Also, there's another thing. The difference in color is because I left longer in this batch. The beer fining, I left for longer, so then I got a more clear one. This one I left for less. There's the difference. And you can do either way you want. I think for the wine it looks better. It's more clear. Looks more proper, like proper white wine. Now let's try the pineapple cider. And it's bubbly, and it looks really good. Bubbling away here. Oh, that's good. It's nice and fizzy, and it's very pineapple-y. You can hear the pineapple very well. Okay, between the both of them, I definitely say the better one is both of them. I'm just gonna drink them anyway. But there you go. This is how you do it. Okay, till next time.